Oh, that's interesting.
Let me first ask you, why did you choose films as an area to critique?
I think in the Philippines, I think it would be quite honest to say that we don't have a very healthy culture of criticism. And I think that that's a bad thing, especially in the arts. I mean, in the same way that you need criticism with regard to the government, you need it with regard to other things in order for them to grow.
I mean, in fairness, at least na-maintain yung the Broca tradition of storytelling. Na very,
What is the Broca tradition?
very narrative, very well told, masses. Yung ganon.
But Broca was not independent.
He did independent work.
He did. He was
okay, but he joined mainstream eventually.
But he made 65 films.
Yeah.
I don't know.
What does that say? What does that
There's
say?
something to be said there. When you say a Broca tradition, his reputation hinges on 8 to 10 films at most, and he made 65. So he made a lot of films where he, quote unquote, sold out, where he knew he was making a commercial film.
Okay.
He knew that he was, what he was doing, but he had to at that time. Why did he have to? Because the cost of production was so high that to make an independent film was impossible.
Right.
So he'd have to please people who would give him money to make the film he wanted to make. But then now, when the cost is a lot lower, when you compromise in that way, there's a different ethical question in place. Because it's no longer you have to. Now you do it because you want to. Equating sort of success or cultural value with box office.
Okay, is that wrong?
Completely.
But isn't that the measure of success?
Is it? If it is, then we would be giving cultural awards to Wawawee. Rather than talking about what is a good film or a bad film, we're talking about, well, is it independent? But what does it mean to be independent? We can't just say we're happy at the recognition. Acknowledging a recognition versus appreciating an achievement. And those are two different things. We're talking about creative control. You have to put in Viva Hot Babes. And everyone knows most of them can't act. The films of Lino Broca, the films of Ishmael Bernal, Manuel Conde, Jerry De Leon, Lamberto Avellana. There are a number of them that are lost, or we don't have in film prints anymore, but only in video copies. And to me, that's what's more tragic. It isn't about people of the masses not knowing their works today, but it's about the reason why some people might not get to see them. They're forgetting that there's a gray area that lies between them.
And what is that gray area?
That is the gray area. So you give him ₱1 million. You're not helping the industry. You're helping the individual. But helping the industry, actually meaning something about the film, would be to sponsor a whole bunch of screenings and to say, this film brings pride to the country, here, watch it. I sympathize with that position, but I don't think it's one that I necessarily agree with.